I researched these today, and I did research pronunciations, just so that I wouldn't look like a complete fool but let's see if I can remember how to pronounce them. So we're going to go through them. I'm going to say the name of the holiday. I'm going to tell you when it is, give you a little information on it, and then you're going to have 3 different countries or areas. Some of these are specific areas. And you're going to have to tell me which one of those 3 is correct, okay? So here's our first holiday, okay? This one is called Holy, okay? And in English they spell it H-O-L-I. And it's celebrated the next time it will be celebrated is March 20th through the 21st. It's called the Festival of Love, or the Festival of Colors. It's another name for it. And it's kind of celebrated as a triumph over good over evil. And people gather to celebrate love and forgiveness. So like one of the things that I read was that people will come together and sort of like let bygones be bygones. They'll let like old rivalries go away. And it happens, it starts on the evening of what's called Purnima. It's a full moon during, I'm going to guess around the month of March. So it's not always on the same dates. And then it ends the next day with a big festival. So that on the first night, you mentioned a bonfire. That's why it made me think to go into the game. There's a bonfire on the first night. And then on the second day, things get a little bit crazier. And they take out colors. And these are all naturally made colors. And what they do is they throw them everywhere. And there's beautiful blues and yellows and greens and oranges. And what they do with that is they cover themselves with this. And it's everywhere. It's on the streets, it's on their clothes, on their faces, and everything. So, Holy. Next celebrated March 20th through the 21st. You guys already know? 2019. Do you want to take a guess without? Yes. I will let Thais take a guess without. Now, if you're wrong, you're going to have to eat one of these no matter what. Okay. Are you sure? Thais is very confident about it. She's very confident. Yes.
If she is wrong, do we all eat?
No.
No, just her, because she's pretty confident. Okay, so Thais, where do you think this is celebrated?
India.
Thais is. You guys want to guess?
I guess she's right.
She's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is celebrated in India. It actually is celebrated now throughout Southern Asia, in really anywhere in the world that there's heavy Indian influence will experience this holiday as well. So it's kind of neat. It reminds me a little bit of a color run, and I'm going to guess
it's
that we.
Powder.
My guess is that we probably got our idea for color runs from this holiday.
A few years ago, there started a festival in Latvia as well called.
We have parties in Brazil.
Outside. It's and it does kind of follow within the tradition of Hinduism. Mm-hmm. There's a strong. It is a spiritual holiday, a religious holiday in many respects. Most respects, it is a spiritual holiday that's celebrated. So. All right, good job on that one. Nice. But now we're getting a little bit harder. I figured you would know that one. But I didn't know that was going to come first. I didn't know it was going to come first because I didn't shuffle them up, but I figured that was going to be an easy one for you. But here's the next one. The next one is called the Land Diving Festival. And in the native language, it is called Gol, G-O-L. Okay? It has a couple other names, but I will give you a hint. This happens somewhere in the Pacific. So it's on an island in the Pacific. So all your answers are going to come from that. So what they do in this, tribesmen bungee jump off of a wooden tower, okay? Sometimes as much as 30 to 40, sometimes even higher meters tall, okay? So we're talking like 90 feet tall, okay? The goal is to brush the ground with their shoulders. So they actually will tuck their head in, and they are tethered by a vine, okay? but they brush the ground with their shoulders. The closer they can come to the ground and even touch the ground, the better. And it's done to celebrate the yam harvest. So there's a big yam harvest. And it isn't hardened ground, so they do till it up. And it is kind of tilled up so that, and the younger kids will jump from shorter distances. But it is seen as a rite of passage. And like I said, successful jumps are a sign of a bountiful yam harvest, okay? So here are your 3 islands, and you've got to choose which one it's actually from. So A, is it Kiribati, B, Vanuatu, or C, Palau?
I would say the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you heard
let's
about
guess.
the
No,
islands?
no, I've never.
So is it
Have to guess.
so A, Kiribati, B, Vanuatu, C, Palau?
So you only want one answer, right?
Yeah, we only, yeah, well, yeah.
We'll say a different
Because
one.
Vanuatu is the only country I've ever heard about. I don't know
I
about
don't
the
even know
other.
any.
The others are countries,
Okay,
I will
that's what I
tell
was
you
thinking.
that.
Maybe you came up with
No, the others are countries.
Okay.
They are islands in the
Yes,
Pacific.
yes, I know, but the only
Have you heard about the festival?
no.
Okay.
What are we going to go?
Let's just guess.
Yeah.
B.
Number 2, B.
Yeah, B.
What was it?
Vanuatu.
We don't know.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, you have to say it. All right. Once again, you are correct.
Yeah.
Yes, Vanuatu is correct. So maybe I gave too much,
Information.
too many details. I should have given some of them after this. So we'll move on to our next one. They were correct. And this next one, really interesting. I actually would love this because I love these things. This is a festival known as Night of the Radishes. Okay, Night of the Radishes. And radishes are tasty little delectable tubers that grow on the ground. And they can be really spicy sometimes, and I love radishes. My grandfather, little aside here, is the Jackson County, Kansas record holder for largest radish.
Wow.
So that's, anyway. But this holiday is on December 23rd, and they carve radishes, and this will help you a little bit, although all of the areas that I'm going to tell you are Catholic, so it's not going to help you that much, but nativity carvings are popular within the radishes. So they take, what they do is they let the radishes grow really large, and then they carve them ornately, all sorts of different things. But the nativity scene is of Christ is the most popular. So, is this from A, Oaxaca, Mexico, B, Castile, Spain, or C, Calabria, Italy? These are all areas in each of those countries, they're regions. So A, Oaxaca, Mexico, B, Castile, Spain, or C, Calabria, Italy.
Both are Catholic. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You have an answer?
Do we have an answer? Let's work
Yes,
on it.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Italy?
Italy is incorrect.
Oh.
It is Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oh, that was
And
another guess.
some of the carvings are really beautiful. They do a lot of old Aztec or Maya sort of First Peoples carvings as well, and it's really neat. And it's a time for celebrating their harvest as well. So, all right. Here is the fourth one. You guys are two for three. Yeah, 2 of 3 right now. Yeah. So the next one here is called Straw Bear Day. Okay, this is celebrated on January 7th, and it's a celebration of a new agricultural year. Okay, so they're bringing in the new agricultural year in this country, and what they do here, a little bit odd, they cover a man in straw. I'm going to guess that it's multiple men that get this throughout the country. And they take them from home to home where the men dance and they're covered head to toe in straw. We have things up. It looks really interesting. And they dance not just to dance, but their dancing gets them either beer, food, or money. Pretty neat, pretty interesting. So I think I would cover myself in straw for beer, food, or money. So here are your options. You ready? Straw Bear Day. That's what they call it. Is it A, England, B, Poland, or C, the Netherlands?
Not even, I haven't heard about it.
So I would say Poland or Netherlands.
They're crazy.
The Dutch are crazy. Stella said it, not me.
Yeah.
Okay. The correct answer is, and I know that you're from the UK,
Really?
but it is England. It is.
I've never heard about it.
So my guess is it's probably done in smaller towns in
Yes,
the
Pacific
north,
region.
the north of England,
And maybe
more of the
really
countryside. It's
Yeah.
probably a more traditional
Yeah.
thing, countryside sort of thing.
Not
So
in big towns.
2 and 2 right now.
Wow.
2 out of 4,
No
50%.
pressure, girl.
This is where the rubber meets the road, right?
Oh,
So
gosh.
finally I might be able to win this one and not have to eat sour onion candy. I love onions, but I don't know that I want to eat onion candy. So here we go. You ready? This one is really less of a holiday and more about something that happens on a traditional holiday for much of the Christian world. This is KFC on Christmas Eve. This is done in a country that is not a majority Christian country. And it originated in the 1970s, and it was popularized by countries in a catchy campaign where they said, "Eat KFC on Christmas." And it caught on hugely.
That sounds American.
The KFCs in this country are packed on Christmas Eve. So this is Christmas Eve. And people will even order well in advance just to make sure that they have their KFC bucket. So they get they call them, I believe they call them Christmas bundles or Christmas buckets. And one website that I went to said that it was more kind of like a way for them to have turkey, which is kind of rare, but it's chicken instead, and it's fried. Who doesn't like fried chicken? Again, except for the vegan here. But here are your 3 options. You guys ready? Is it A, China, B, South Korea, or C, Japan?
Okay.
All in the same area. All in the same area. I went a little
China,
hard.
Japan, South Korea.
Our producer's grinning right now because she knows that this is a hard one. I made it harder this time. So is it A, China, B, South Korea,
Japan.
or C, Japan?
Yeah, it sounds like China.
TK, you look like you have
I don't know.
some thoughts in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? I'll say China.
China's good.
You think China? You think China? Okay, now you should have really listened to what I said about the 1970s being the origin, because KFC was definitely not in Maoist China.
No.
So you are incorrect.
Oh,
Yes.
Where's the correct answer?
Japan is the correct
Japan?
answer. Japan, yes.
Sounds like Japan.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
it's
there's
a,
so
it's,
many people
Yeah.
only eat rice.
No, I thought they would
have-
eat more fish. Or
Yeah.
well, of
seafood
course they
instead of-
love all that, but
Not
they love their
KFC
KFC
for
in Japan. So with that said, I don't have to eat these. So it looks like it says a toki, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'll
Sure.
call it, a toki. And then we will dub over what these actually are. I'll have a Korean friend of mine, he's not a Korean friend. I'll have a friend of mine who speaks Korean and who reads it. Tell me what the heck this says. All right.
See, he wanted to try. So.
I probably will try. They're individually wrapped. That's really nice. Look at that. Individually wrapped. I'll get it for you. Don't worry. I will get it for you. You know, in the spirit of Christmas and giving and holiday cheer, I will try one of these because I am really interested in this. So this
It smells
is.
alright, actually. It smells good.
Oh wow! It smells really good.
Try yours?
It's sour.
It's not that sour.
Mm-mm. Oh, that's pretty sour.
Are we
Melon.
sure it's onion?
I don't think it's
I like it.
It's melon.
I like it.
Yeah, it's melon.
Melon. Mhm.
Yeah, it actually tastes like a grape flavor
Mm-hmm.
that they have that's popular. I don't remember what they're called. I eat gummies, Korean gummies. I actually eat a lot of Korean candy, and I love Korean food. Korean barbecue is one of the best things in the world. Praise the Lord.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we were wrong on that. This was onion candy.
I really like
I
it.
don't know.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
It's chewy.
No,
I thought it was a hard candy.
no, I like it. I would buy this.
Mhm.
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, the middle really sour.
Yes.
Wow.
But I thought it would be more sour.
Me too. Yeah.
The middle is really sour.
I like
Not
sour.
like I had to spit it out,
Yeah.
but wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, we were totally wrong about what kind of candy that was. That was super frickin' tasty. I think I can say frickin'. Yeah, I can. Anyway, well, we will see you all next time on Cowley Culture Talk.